The New Patriotic Party says lack of access to funding has adversely impacted industries, resulting in the increasing levels of unemployment among the youth of the country. Speaking at the official launch of the party's manifesto, Alan Kojo-Kyerematen said an NPP government will make access to finance very flexible to industry players and also establish an industrial development fund to help sustain and grow industries.
According to the World Bank, about 48% of Ghanaians between the ages of 15 and 24 are unemployed, whilst over 18% of those aged between 25 and 64 years are inactive and are actively looking for a job. Regrettably, this includes skilled professionals like teachers and nurses who under the past NPP administration had readily available jobs due to the efficient and progressive management of the health and education sectors by the NPP government. Since job creation is essentially a private sector activity, the number one priority for the next NPP government will be to put in place the policy framework that will help businesses expand and create jobs, as well as promote the growth of entrepreneurship, particularly among the youth.
Meanwhile, running mate to Nana Akufo-Addo, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has taken a swipe at President Mahama over his claim that Ghana's economy is stable. Speaking at the manifesto launch of the NPP Sunday afternoon, the former deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana said President Mahama has clearly lost touch with the country's economy, making reference to the president's pronouncement on Moody's recent ratings. Dr. Bawumia advised President Mahama to stop embarrassing himself by commenting on issues without first consulting experts.
Economic mismanagement and corruption has resulted in Ghana turning to the IMF for a bailout. Fellow Ghanaians, Ghana's sovereign credit rating has been downgraded from B+ positive. Without oil, Ghana was being rated as B+ positive under the NPP. We've now come down with oil under the NDC and John Mahama to B- with a stable outlook in 2016. So we've gone from B+ to B- with oil. In fact, international credit ratings agencies like Moody's, Fitch, Standard & Poor's now have basically the same credit rating for Ghana. The recent revision of Ghana's outlook from B- negative to B- stable, that is the equivalent of B3 that Moody's has. The outlook was revised from negative to stable, has resulted in a misinterpretation by this NDC government and President Mahama that Ghana's credit rating has been upgraded. This is in fact not the case. Moody's did not upgrade Ghana. Ghana's rating under Moody's is still B-. It is only the outlook that has been revised, and that is not equivalent to a change in ratings or a ratings upgrade. The outlook is not equivalent to an upgrade in the ratings. Sometimes one wonders whether they don't read or they don't understand. So let me give Mr. President a free piece of advice. Mr. President, please desist from embarrassing yourself by stating that Moody's has upgraded Ghana. Your economic management team should explain that difference to you.
Well, we stay with the subjects a while longer because the political scientist Joe Jackson has criticized the manifesto as launched by the opposition NPP, particularly its plan to slash taxes. In his assessment of the manifesto highlights, Joe Jackson described as questionable the party's plan to reduce taxes with the hope of turning the country into an industrial hub.
look at the material, the highlights we've been given, the first impression is a disconnect. They start off with a terrible lambasting of the economy and the state of the economy and how broke we are, which is I would think understandable. But that said, as you go further down on trade and industry, on agric, on education, it seems like there's been a shopping list of things to be done without any connection to how poor the state of the economy is. And that is, for me, the biggest challenge I have with the manifesto as the highlights. You look at, if we are this broke, cutting taxes is going to be tough. And so that's the disconnect. The whole thing that if we are so broke and we need to take so many hard decisions, like you've laid out very eloquently in the beginning part of your document, how do you justify all these programs that you've listed over and over and over again? And I'll be honest, the parts of it looked like a 1960 development plan for Ghana.
We're still staying with some party politics, and parliamentary candidate of the opposition NPP in the Ashaiman constituency, Alhaji Barry Labaran, has issued a strongly worded warning to the governing NDC and its parliamentary candidates in the constituency to stay off the party's flags. There's currently confusion in the constituency over which political party gets to fly its flag on the principal streets of the constituency, where the NPP parliamentary candidate citing incidents of intimidation from the camp of the NDC. Here's Alhaji Labaran Barry speaking with Latif Idris.
Ashaiman is on lockdown. Now, this is the second time Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the New Patriotic Party are coming to the Ashaiman constituency. Now, the last time the party visited this very constituency, no rally was held just because the crowd was uncontrollable. Now, today is no different. The crowd has been so massive. Nana Addo spent almost about 2 hours coming onto the Mandela Park, where the New Patriotic Party is expected to complete the unfinished business they started about 2 weeks ago. A huge crowd turned up at the Mandela Park in Ashaiman to listen to the message of the opposition NPP. Addressing party faithful, flag bearer of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Nana Akufo-Addo says he is confidently looking forward to a change in the voting pattern in the Ashaiman constituency, a stronghold of the ruling NDC.
And that's it for the AM News this morning. Stay with us. We've got the newspapers up next.